Reading, we're going to be reading this book. But before we go ahead and start, let's do our I can statements for this day. Our first statement we want to say is I can read from left to right. We always want to start on the left side of the page and read to the right. So for example, the cat is black. We started on the left side of the page and read to the right side. Our second one we want to do is I can read from top to bottom. So if we have two lines on a page, we want to make sure we start on the top line and read left to right and then top to bottom. So for example, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. I read from left to right and then top to bottom. Our next I can we want to do is I can point under the words as I read. We don't want to touch the words because if we touch the words, our fingers are going to cover up the word that we're reading and we're not going to be able to read. So we want to point under the words. As you see in the picture, the finger is pointing under each word. Our next I can statement is we want to find the pattern in the text. So we want to say, I can find the pattern in a text. The pattern is repeated words on every page that is going to help us read. So in the example you see on the screen, the pattern is the big cat. And on each page, I highlighted the pattern. And then there's another word that's added after it. So the big cat plays, the big cat hides, the big cat eats. So we know what each page is going to start with. We also want to keep in mind that the author is the person who writes the words on the pages and the illustrator is the person who draws the pictures. These are important terms to know. The pattern of the text we're going to be reading today is her blank. So let's go back and start our I can statements. Scholars, repeat after me. I can read from left to right. I can read from top to bottom. I can point under the words as I read. I can find the pattern in a text. Great job doing the I can statements. Let's go ahead and look at our pattern one more time. The pattern of our text today is her blank. So let's go ahead and open our book. The text we're going to be reading today is Mom. We see the title is at the top. The title is the name of the book. So the title is Mom. Down here we see the author. Remember, the author is the person who writes the words in a book. The author of this book today is Eddie Evans. So Eddie Evans wrote the words we'll be seeing in the book today. We also have an illustrator because the pictures are drawn. The illustrator is the person who draws the pictures. The illustrator of our book today is Laura Zarin. This book is going to be all about Mom and the things we like about her. We can connect this to our own mom because good readers like to make connections. This text has a pattern. Remember, we saw the pattern on the slide that says her blank. Scholars, repeat after me. The pattern of the text is her blank. The pattern of the text is her blank. The pattern of the text is her blank. So on every single page, we're going to see that it starts with the word her. This book is also going to be fiction. So this isn't someone's real mom. This is a made-up story by a mom. So we know that it's a made-up story by a mom, about a mom, but we can still connect it to our own moms. So let's go ahead to the first page. We remember that good readers read from left to right because we said in our I can statements, I can read from left to right. So I'm going to put an L because we know we want to start on the left side of the page. We also know that good readers point under each word as they read. So as we read the words, we're going to point. Her voice. I know that this page started with the word her because that's our pattern. And we're going to follow our pattern as we read. Let's go ahead and do page 4 again together. We want to start on the left side of the page because good readers read from left to right. Oops. We make an L. Let's try that again. We know good readers start on the left side of the page, so I'm going to put an L because we want to start on the left side. We also know we want to point under each word as we read. I know that my pattern starts with the word her, so I know that this word is her. Her, help. Let's read that again. Her, help. Good job, scholars. We know that good readers want to start on the left side of the page, so I'm going to mark an L for the left side of the page. I know that my word is going to be starting with her because that's our pattern. Her, hug. Can a brave scholar come off mute and read this page for their teacher? Great job. The page says, her, hug. Awesome. Let's also take a look at this picture. We know that we're pointing under each word as we read. So if I'm pointing under each word as I read, and I've been marking, these are my points, how many words are on this page? Yeah, there's 2 words on this page. Her, hug. We know that they're words because the letters are close together and they're separated by a space. So that's how we know these are words. Let's count how many letters are on this page. Okay? So I'm going to clear the page so we can kind of look at it and count how many letters. Because we counted 2 words, but now we want to count the letters by themselves. So I'm going to grab a pen and I'm going to put a mark under each letter as we count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know there are 6 letters on page 5. Let's keep reading. We know good readers start on the left side of the page. We also want to make sure we point under each word as we read. We know we're going to start this page as her because that's our pattern. Her, wave. We want to start on the left side of the page, and we're going to point under each word as we read, starting with our pattern that we know starts with the word her, her, smile. Can a brave scholar raise their hand and tell me what side of the page I should start on? Yeah, I want to start on the left side of the page. Can another scholar tell me what is the first word they know that's going to be on the page? What is the first word of our pattern? Yeah, the first word is her because that's our pattern. Her. Her eyes. Let's read this again. Her eyes. We know we want to start on the left side of the page, and we're going to point under each word as we read. And we know that our pattern starts with the word her. So this page says her, tuck. Let's keep going. I know that we want to start on the left side of the page, and I'm going to mark under each word where I'm pointing. And we know that our pattern starts with the word her. So this page says her, love. We read the whole book. Awesome job, scholars. Who can tell me what was this text about? Yeah, this text was all about a mom and what a mom does for her son. Where should we be pointing when we're reading? Should I be pointing on the words or is there somewhere else I should be pointing? Yeah, we should be pointing under the words because if we put our finger on the words, we won't be able to see the word that we're reading. If we go back to her tuck, let's go back to the page. It says her tuck. I want to know what we read after we read about her tuck. Did we read about her eyes after the tuck, or did we read about her love? Yeah, we read about her love because if we start on the page that says her tuck, we want to know what comes after, so we're going to turn the page, and her love came after. We read about her tuck. Great job, scholars. Can anyone else also remind me, what did our pattern start with? What word does each page start with? We'll go back to page 3 and look, and I'll flip through each page to help us think. What word did each page start with? What was our pattern? Yeah, our pattern was her. We see her as the beginning word of every single page. Her eyes, her tuck, her love. So that's our pattern. Now, scholars, I want you to think, what about your mom do you love? And you can share that with your teacher.